And welcome to another edition of 360 Half Seconds. This is Kia from 360 Vet Sales, and with me today is 360 Vet Sales CEO Matt Arena. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. A little bit tired. We just got back from, well, you're still there. I
I'm
just,
still here. Yeah.
yeah, I just got back from WVC. We had a great time, and thanks to everybody at Viticus Group for putting on such a great show. Uh, Matt's still there. He's going to YouTube. He's taking his wife to YouTube tomorrow at the Sphere, so that's going to be pretty cool. Um, and so, we wanted to take this episode today to talk a little bit about some of the things that we took away from WVC. And so, instead of just peppering you with questions this time, Matt, what I'm gonna we'll switch it up a little bit this time. We'll do 360 half seconds where we talk about we'll just kind of have a discussion about the takeaways from WVC. So does that sound good?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Okay, so time is going to start now. So I'm going to just lead up to it and say, Matt, do you want to maybe throw out one of the key takeaways to WVC from your
Yeah.
head?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. In the past, we've always had a lot of owners come up to us and they'll say, I'm thinking about getting close to retiring. I don't want to wait too long, to sell my practice. And at this show, we had a lot of people that we were talking to that said, I'm interested in selling, but for different reasons. They're actually more or less honing in on it's getting difficult to manage a larger practice anymore. I'm having issues with staff retention. I'm having, concerns where I don't think I could continue to be competitive against corporate platforms out there from a staff retention or business operations standpoint. And I think they're just feeling like it's getting to be a little bit of a drag owning their own company anymore. And they kind of are like, it's time to maybe consider exiting the ownership platform and going into a working for a platform type of situation.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually kind of caught the same thing. It's like typically when somebody comes to us either at a trade show or on a client call, on an intro call, one of my first questions to them is, what's driving you to have this conversation with us today? And to your point, in the past, a lot of times it's been, well, I'm thinking about retiring now, or I'm thinking about retiring in a few years from now, and I want to, start setting up my exit plan. Last year, towards the end of the year, I think you kind of hit on this a little bit. It was a lot about retention, right? It's about staff retention. And I'm losing a vet here, and that's dragging down the value of my practice, or it's making me spend all these extra hours that I didn't have, and now I'm spending weekends and nights and at my practice. What I thought was interesting today, and I think you hit on this a little bit, or this week I should say, and I think you hit on this a little bit, was that it's not now only about the retention, it's also about the changing dynamics of managing the practice and how difficult that's become. And I think I heard this a few times. It's just that, with veterinarians in so much demand, with veterinary staff in so much demand, and how hard it is to recruit new people into veterinary practices, there's a changing dynamic in how you're managing the practice. And for lack of a better term, what I kind of was getting out of it was how many people were saying that the tables have turned and now I'm no longer managing your practice. The practice is essentially dictating to me
Yeah.
how things are going. The veterinarians are dictating to me how much time they're going to take, when they need a raise, all these kinds of things. And it's no longer necessarily just based on production or merit or anything like that. It's solely based on market demand for these kinds of
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
yeah. And so I thought that was interesting. The other thing, and time is up. I just kind of want to get this out there though, because I thought it's important to state this. Um, I also thought uh, we saw kind of like a continuation of what we were seeing at VMX last month, which was buyers are being very aggressive at the beginning of this year compared to last year. I know you talked to buyers the entire time we were there. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, I think the market, I don't think anything's changed from a month ago. I think the market's hot right now. I'm seeing a lot of buyers really heavily interested in getting some practices in their platform in the beginning of this year. Will it carry through to the end of the year? I think it just depends on how good the first half of the year goes versus the second half. We'll have to see. But right now, seems to be in the last 12, 18 months, I'd say right now is a pretty good time to sell if you're considering it.
Yeah, and I know we're over here, but I did think there was one slight little surprise too, which is um I did hear that we might even see like a small uptick in multiples,
Yeah.
at the first half of this year
Yeah.
because the buyers are being, aggressive. Is that
Yeah.
fair?
Yeah. And I mean, interest rates didn't go up. They stayed flat. So it's the same thing. I do think there's a little tiny uptick in the multiple. And like I say, it seems like the buyers are ready to move.
Okay.
They want to acquire some practices. We had multiple come up to us and tell us the same thing. And when I was walking around talking to them, it seems like
Okay.
they're in acquisition mode, which is good for a seller.
Yeah, it is. It is. If you're a seller, it's a good time.
Yep.
Um, well, Matt, I'm not gonna hold you too long. I know you guys are getting ready to do your thing tonight in Las Vegas, but I appreciate you joining us from your hotel today.
Yeah.
Um, if anything that we just talked about resonates with you, the viewer, you're thinking about selling, you want to take advantage of a strong market, please give us, shoot us a note. I'm KIA at 360vetsales.com. He's Matthew at 360vetsales.com. We're happy to take a look at your stuff. We're happy to take a look at your financials, learn a little bit more about your practice, and give you an idea of what we think the market looks like for you. If we think that, there's anything, that's kind of maybe holding you back from being able to be successful in the market today, we're happy to give you advice on how to fix those things and prepare yourself to go to market later on down the road. And then additionally, if there's anything that you want to see us cover on 360 half seconds in the future, we're happy to do it. Just please, again, shoot us a note or comment under this on LinkedIn or on our YouTube page, and we'll be happy to tackle it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So thanks everybody again. See you next week. Matt, have fun at you too, and have safe travels home.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care.